So moving along here, another recruiting story. I alluded to it, happened last night. Javari Flowers commits to the Florida Gators, recently reclassified to this Class D. So this is a player for this recruiting class, meaning I guess I should say the one that just passed, but he's going to be enrolling here at Florida in the summer. So this is a player, elite speed, big time return ability. I think we can both agree that he's an impact player there right away. But I think if you're a Gators fan, you got to be excited about some of this recent recruiting momentum from the high school side.
Yeah, it's interesting because we're so far past the 2025 class. This is a 2025 player, even though he was ranked and expected to be a 2026 player, reclassified. This is a legit reclassification. Flowers was 19 years old, or is 19 years old. So it's not like this is somebody skipping a grade. He's actually kind of recalibrating, getting back to his normal grade. And even with the reclassification, still a top 100 player on the composite. 247 has him as the 82nd ranked player in the country, number 12 corner in the country, and number 12 player in the state of Florida. 5'10 and a half, 165. I've seen him in person. Not the longest guy. He's kind of got, if he's 5'10 and a half, he's got a 5'10 and a half person's wingspan. He's not one of these short guys that has super long arms, but I mean, that's the average size, and he's not skinny. I'd say he's closer probably he'll get to 180, 185 when it's all said and done. But the story with this dude right here, 10.43 in the 100 meters. He's a state champion there, 20.91 in the 200 meters, 20 plus long jump. And on top of that, he's a very good football player. And I think what you're seeing here is where you are going to see Javari Flowers make the quickest impact for the Florida Gators, which is this guy is an elite returner. He is somebody.
Well, that was a pick. That was a pick
okay.
6, I think.
All right, I got ahead of myself.
So but he's got the ball skills. You see the ball skills as well. So
I got ahead of myself there. Well, here you see him returning, and same result.
It was a pick 6, so you see the return ability either way on the return.
Yeah.
Here's a punt return.
This is what he does, man. I mean, he is one of the absolute best punt returners we've seen in the state of Florida in quite some time. The speed. Some people have speed, and some people have football speed. This guy has both, and he has quickness as well. He has instincts. As a corner, I think he's much more like a nickel. Saw him at the OT 7-on-7, and definitely has more of that nickel profile. He's an instinctive guy, played very, very well at the Under Armour game where he had participated as an underclassman. Now you have underclassmen playing in the Under Armour game. He played out there and did well. But right here, the kick return skills. I think you're going to see this guy year one return kicks to the house in the SEC. He's that type of guy. And
this is against South Florida speed, again, at the highest level in South Florida. For those watching.
No question about it. And it's amazing. Florida has had a very, very interesting offseason because they spent a lot of money. They've made a big impact, but they've been much more focused to this point on the high school ranks than the portal. So their portal, they brought in some good players, Sturdivant at receiver, some nice talent, but they lost also some guys that can play, your Jack Pybers, Searcy. They lost to quite a few front 7 type players without necessarily replacing them in the portal. Then recruiting wise, you got Dallas Wilson, probably one of the top players in the state of Florida, 5-star wide receiver, Javari Flowers, of course, at corner, Ben Hanks, who I think is the best corner in South Florida from a coverage standpoint, Vernell Brown, who's really, really kind of instant impact wide receiver with great intangibles as well as being a very good athlete. So I think you see much more work from a high school standpoint than a portal standpoint to surround DJ Lagway. With a guy like Napier, who doesn't have the most rope as far as, he's had some rough seasons recently. And then if you're a Gator fan, you want to get the most out of Lagway's 2 years. Maybe it's longer, but let's just say 2 years if it goes well. I'm surprised they've been focused more on the high school ranks than the portal. But with Flowers, what I'll say is, the kick return part of it, the punt return part of it, I think is going to impact the 2025 team in a major way.
Yeah, and you see, I mean, look, he's not the biggest guy, but his willingness to tackle and be physical too. It's one thing to say, well, he's not your prototypical corner size-wise, but if he's willing to get downhill and you're not going to ask this guy to be a run stuffer necessarily, but he plays with that mentality that you want to see at the position.
Yeah, no question about
And
it.
you see it right here. This is exactly what I'm talking about, right?
He's a football player. So that's why I think nickel for him. He can also do some of this, talking about two-way guys with Travis Hunter being all the rage. I don't think Flowers is that. He doesn't have those kind of ball skills, but reverses, things like that, he's capable. Our boy Sergeant Morhew, we thought we lost you and gone live in a while. So glad to see you back. We got some UNLV stuff in the hopper. We'll probably be talking about them pretty soon. But
big basketball hire for UNLV, man. Josh Pastner, I like that one.
Yeah, maybe we should be talking some basketball. That action is coming hot and heavy. But back to Flowers. Again, Florida Gators basketball is doing pretty good themselves. Back to Flowers. Again, you see him here on the punt return. The track speed is the last piece of this puzzle, but you see the tackle breaking, you see the lateral quickness, you see the vision to cut against the grain. He is a complete returner, and I think he will be one of the best returners, along with Barry and Brown, probably from LSU, at least on a kick return standpoint. He'll be one of the top returners in the conference day one. Great get for the Florida Gators. It's going to help not only their future, but their 2025 football team.
Here he is again on a reverse. So you see his two-way ability.
Yep, they call him J-Rock, coached by Teddy Bridgewater at Northwestern, state champions, and Calvin Russell, teammate at Northwestern, and also on the Miami Raw 7-on-7 team. Maybe that's someone that the Gators have more of an edge with now. They get J-Rock, Flowers, Syracuse, Miami battling there.